What is up, everybody? Welcome in. I'm just waiting for boxing beats and rhymes, and we'll get cracking. Got some interesting subjects to talk about today. Hope you're all well, by the way. Wednesday, midweek blues, all that kind of thing, right? Monique, what's up? AB, Libra Royale, Tommy Temper, what's up? Jordan, what is up? Hope you're all doing good. So that's it. I'm just waiting on boxing beats and rhymes. And whether there's a problem with the Hangout link. How's everybody doing anyway? Gary, what is up? Thank you very much. Tosh Bear, good evening. Jim Morgan, what's up? John Cable, hello. Joe Jaho, hello from France. Bonjour, bonsoir. Just, what's up? The Troll Network, what is up? Soul Knight, Biggs beats the best man. He is, he's a quality guy. Musa, what's up? Scott, Ruiz, Liam, Wesley, Gadget Man, Chris. Hope you're all doing good. Well, let me send this link again, just in case I did something wrong. All right, hang on a second. So I think there's a problem with the Hangout links. Ah, right. Let me try this way. What the? What is going on? So I think it's me. All right, let me try that one. Hopefully that one should work. Right, so where are we in the chat? Jordan, James, People's Champion, Andy, Rick Makes, what's up? Jordan, Soul Knight, Bad Guy London, all good. John Cable, Del Boy, hope you're good, my man. Malik, Muzah, Troy Boy. Right, hopefully he's got it now. Here we go. Beats, what's up? Hello. Right, let me do some screen share.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, buddy.
Excellent.
How are you?
Not too bad, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad, thanks. Well, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
That's no problem, man. No problem.
How's everything in down south, down London?
Just cloudy.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It could be worse. It could always be worse.
Yeah.
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 You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, my wife's in Morocco at the minute. It's like scorching hot. But here in Newcastle, it's cloudy. It's been raining. I'm like, damn, I should have went.
Yeah, it's really humid. It's really humid.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. You been following the boxing news over the last few days?
I don't get this Amir Khan story. You know, I don't understand the guy, man. I don't get the guy.
No.
Very strange person, man. Like, we're live now, yeah? We're live.
Yeah, we're live, yeah.
Big up. Yeah, like apparently his opponent pulled out. And
it's gone to a car crash, so I heard.
Right. Billy Dib though. Where did that come from? I mean,
yeah, right.
I don't know. It just seems very. I got a feeling that card's not going to come off. It's going to be cancelled.
Wouldn't surprise me too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me too. I mean, the only thing I could possibly think of with Billy Dib is because he's got his parents are from Lebanon. I'm guessing Pakistan, Lebanon. I don't know if there's some kind of link there. I don't know. I have no idea why he's going to bring up a 126-pounder.
Right, but it's in Arabia, isn't it? Isn't it in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. It seems very random. It wouldn't shock me if that card just fell apart. It just seems.
No.
I don't know who are the people behind it. I haven't got a clue who they are.
I don't know, some Saudi investor. I think Eddie Hearn's got something to do with it, with some matchmaking, and Mick Hennessy. As Mick Hennessy's got Hughie Fury on there against Sam Peter, and Mick Hennessy has got his young lad on there as well.
I hear Eddie withdrew, like his participation. He withdrew from it totally.
Oh, has he now? Oh, okay, that probably explains why it's on Channel 5, not on Sky then.
Yeah.
Oh well, you know what? It's free to watch, isn't it? But
when's it happening?
The 12th of July. So we're what,
July.
2 weeks away?
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it's definitely bizarre with Dib. I mean, I wasn't too sold on the whole Indian lad, but I can kind of see it. Pakistan versus India, I can kind of see it. But Billy Dib, you know, he's an Australian with Lebanon ancestry, so I don't quite understand. And he's tiny as well.
I don't remember Billy Dib fighting at lightweight, let alone light welter, or let alone 147. I don't remember. I remember him at feather, losing his belt at featherweight to Gradovich. That's what right. He lost twice to Gradovich.
Yeah, that's right. Then he moved up to super feather, didn't he? He fought for the WBC, lost that one, and then
he lost that. Yeah.
Then only a few months ago, lost to Tevin Farmer, and then retired. I think. I'm sure he retired and then come back for one fight, and now he's got this one.
I mean, if Card could get all that investment, he should have take Kell Brook on out there, man. You can get all that investment, man.
Yeah.
In time. But he's got an agreement with Manny Pacquiao or some nonsense. But
yeah, I'm hearing that too. Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, there's a 154 pounder. I don't know whether you've heard of him. I mean, you know Ismail Salas. You know him, the trainer.
Yeah.
He's training a young lad from Qatar, who's a 154 pounder, undefeated, 12-0. You think that one would make more sense in Saudi than Billy Dib?
Well, he's cherry picking for money right now. This is the retirement fund. I understand it.
Well, it's 7 million, isn't it? So big up.
But to be honest, it's a bit embarrassing picking opponents that far down. It's embarrassing, man, to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even an exhibition bout. These are full licensed bouts. If it was an exhibition, I wouldn't say anything. It's a full licensed bout. Yeah.
Well, it's an unsanctioned bout at the minute, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
At the minute, or it's an unsanctioned event, I should say. It has something to do with the regulations of boxing. They haven't got the license through yet for Saudi. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if it turns out to be an exhibition, I can kind of see it, but
yeah.
And what do you think about Hughie Fury versus Sam Peter?
Man, it's just like it's dreadful matchmaking. I mean, Sam Peter's best was about 2004, 2003, years back. Absolutely, and Hughie, the last opponent, I don't know where they got that guy from. I don't know where. It's a bit of a, to be honest, Mick Hennessy just I don't want to criticize because he gets a lot of criticism, but it shows his opponent choices just not the best.
No, you're right. I mean, I wouldn't mind so much because after Hughie Fury beat that Chris Norad, Peter Fury said that he wants to see Hughie take on Povetkin, and Povetkin was supposed to be on this card before he pulled himself out because they couldn't get an opponent.
But here's the thing I like Peter Fury, yeah.
But
they promised to fight a lot of people, and they just pull out of so many. Dillian, Whyte, they pulled out of the Wilder fight. They've pulled out of so many fights, and they end up taking on a load of trash. The best opponent, obviously, they went for the title, and at least he did take the eliminator.
Yeah.
Credit to that. But Sam Peter, it's gonna make no sense, man. He might as well fight Sam Sexton again, if anything.
Yeah. Is Sam Peter? Do you think he really is 38, or do you think maybe we should be adding 10 years to that?
We need to add at least 5 years to that. Bare minimum, at least 5 years.
Yeah.
There's no way. Because I remember watching him fight 2000 and 2001. That's 17 years ago, and he wasn't 20. He was old. He was a bit older than that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, his best win is probably back-to-back wins over James Toney, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
his best win. And Nashville when he took the title from Muskayev.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then lost it again to Vitaly Klitschko after 4 years out of the ring, didn't he? Didn't Vitaly come back 4 years out of the ring and then destroy him?
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
Oh well, I suppose it's not pay-per-view, and that, you know, at least it's Channel 5. We can just sit down and watch it, no problem. So if we want.
Channel 5's gone since Josh Taylor left. It's gone downhill, to be honest. The boxing on there.
Yeah. Do you think Josh Taylor would join up with Sky now?
It looks like it, and
after the series,
very good acquisition for them is Josh Taylor. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where he should be. He should be on a respectable format with good viewership. That because he's got too much talent to be. Because not being funny, Channel 5 is kind of it's like it's a bit second division, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that unfair?
No, absolutely right. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's a bit second division, man, and he's one of the best prospects in the country. So he's in the right place. He's where he needs to be.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the news that was come out this morning? Shelly Finkel, he said that it would definitely be Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, then Tyson Fury. They're bypassing Dillian Whyte.
Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, then well. I tell you what, man. Like Eddie said, he's not going to give up. But what can he do? He can't force the sanctioning body to give him a shot and to give Dillian, and they don't want to do it. I like Dillian, but he blew. Look, see the WBO, they put Usyk above him, but he blew his shot, man, when he didn't fight. See, people kept thinking. I think people the Joshua fight is always going to be there. But a lot of fighters have lost high paydays and have lost some. It's not just Dillian. You've got Luis Ortiz. He might not be getting the fight next with Wilder. Where does that leave him?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, according to Shelly Finkel, it would definitely be Luis Ortiz next.
Who's Shelly Finkel?
Well, yeah.
Who's Shirley? I don't know. Shirley.
Oh, Shelly Winkle. That's it.
Yeah. Shirley.
Yeah, the guy who escaped from Area 51, him.
Yeah. It's sad for Dillian. So basically, they're just going to blow him out. So what's happening with that Rivas fight? Isn't that going to be for the interim belt? The WBC interim?
Yeah. So Eddie Hearn said on Monday evening, he said that they have a resolution that they're all happy with. They're just waiting for the paperwork, and the resolution that they wanted was mandatory, and then fight for the WBC title right after Rivas, so next. So there's some conflicting stories from Eddie Hearn and Shelly Finkel as to what's happening.
I mean, is that even legal for the WBC to do that? Because Tyson himself, he turned down the eliminator and he turned down his mandatory shot.
That's right.
So I don't understand that. It's too much politics, isn't it? Too much politics.
It is. Yeah, long gone are the days where the fighters just wanted to fight.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's they've got so many. Well, it's not they have. They think they've got so many options, and they really don't. They really don't, man. Like, how many fighters turn down that? I mean, Kayanaki might have been in Andy Ruiz's position. Luis Ortiz might have been in Ruiz's position.
That's right.
You know, and they all blew it.
That's right.
Blew it, man.
That's right.
No?
I mean, do you think that had Luis Ortiz or Kayanaki or Wilder or Dillian Whyte had taken that fight, that the same thing would have happened to Joshua?
I have to be honest. He would have been vulnerable to some of them guys. He would have been vulnerable. Yeah, I have to be. I'm not. It's hard to say though. He would have been vulnerable, but it's saying that he nearly knocked the guy out. But you know, the counter shot turned the fight around on its head. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Like everyone's saying that Wilder would have done him, but Wilder doesn't fight like that guy. Wilder certainly doesn't wait to get hit and then hit you with counters. You know.
No, that's right.
So.
No, that's That's right.
Never know. You never know. Hatman done a good breakdown on the fight with Joshua's jab, and he was saying basically if he uses the high guard rigidly, like Ruiz was jumping it, and he's correct. That's what he did. He did do that. He's got to be. What it is, yeah. Everyone's saying he needs to do all this great boxing. He hasn't got time for that because it's the immediate rematch. He has to use his athleticism to his advantage the best he can and box can. But we can't expect him to be, the perfect boxer the next time round. So it's a dangerous fight. Taking an immediate rematch, it comes with dangers, man, because we're all assuming that he can just rectify a few mistakes and it's all good again, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. Sometimes, like Ali had Norton. Some people have bogey opponents, man. Like Hasim Rahman, who did he have? He had Maskayev, who we were just talking about. He had him, and they just got your number. And you've beaten better fighters than them, but they've got your number for whatever reason. They end up winning. Like Thomas Hearns, he had Iran Barkley, who beat him twice. Yeah. And everyone assumed that the first fight was a fluke, but he beat him on points next time. If you beat someone on points, you can't really say it's a fluke.
No, that's right.
Yeah,
no, that's true. That's the thing. I think that a lot of boxing fans, they seem to think because one opponent beats one opponent, then they can beat everybody on that opponent's resume. It just doesn't work that way.
No, it sure doesn't. The history of boxing tells you it works. It works nothing like that. If people follow that, then you'll be in for some big shocks. It just doesn't. It works. It works in a way that you can't predict, and it always has done. Like when Hardy put Foreman on the floor, like the whole world was like turned on its head, basically.
That's right.
Turned on its head, man. You just never know. You never know, man. You never know. Like Joe Louis, he fought this guy. He was built a bit like Andy Ruiz. His name was Tony 2-Ton Galento, and he basically trained on beer and spaghetti.
Okay.
And smoked. That's what he like. He was just, you know what I mean, and podgy guy. And he caught Lewis with a left hook and put him down. He put him down, and like everyone, but Lewis got back. The difference was Lewis got back up and won. But you can never tell. You can never tell. You gotta keep your guards up at all time, man. You gotta keep your guards up at all time.
Exactly. I mean, the heavyweight division is full of shock upsets, and Joshua versus Ruiz, that's not the biggest upset that's happened in the history of heavyweight boxing, is it? It's not even close to it.
It's pretty close. It's not. It's up there. I'm telling you, it's up. It's in the top 10.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely in the top 10. But from my standpoint, and I like to think I know a bit of the history.
Yeah.
In the top 10. It's in. My jaw was nearly on the floor for days.
Yeah. I mean, I was regretting doing the live chat, and I was like, oh hell, it sucks.
Oh, you're like me. You're trying to find a way out without it looking embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm not totally sold. I mean, I'm not against it, but I'm not totally sold on Joshua taking a loss and then binning off Rob McCracken.
I don't like the whole notion that it's Rob McCracken's fault. Like, Team AJ is a whole team. It's a whole team. It's not just like everyone's putting it on McCracken. It's a whole team. It's a whole unit. Eddie Hearn, the promoter, is in your team as well.
That's right.
Everyone's in there, and they all have a say, and they've got to produce. They have to produce,
Well,
and if they want to get rid of McCracken, that's fair enough. Do I believe it's McCracken's fault? No, not really. I don't really. I think AJ. Listen, I reckon if I was training AJ, he should have beat Andy Ruiz. To be honest,
yeah,
that's my opinion. And the people can say, "Oh, you're just underestimating Ruiz. You're not giving him respect." I respect Andy Ruiz. He took his opportunity, but AJ shouldn't lose to Andy Ruiz. He shouldn't.
No.
He shouldn't lose to Andy Ruiz.
I mean, one of the reasons why I wasn't too surprised about it is because if you look at Joshua's previous fight against Povetkin, and you look at him against Joseph Parker and Carlos Takam, Joshua didn't look great.
No.
And for whatever reason, he doesn't like shorter opponents. And with Andy Ruiz being short and very fast hands, I thought, yeah, Josh was definitely going to get clipped in this fight.
Well, I didn't see it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see it coming. I really didn't see it coming, man. Like, you know, even now, I still think, wow, did that really happen? And yeah, it did. It did. But you know, it's boxing, and anyone can lose, man. No fighter is invincible. No fighter is. So
that's it. And what do you think of a lot of the AJ fans who have suddenly jumped ship? You know, he's a bum. He's washed. He's done now. What do you think of that?
Well, they're scum, really, aren't they? They're just scum, basically. You know, I mean, you see, being a fan of a fighter, you know, or a football team, you're supposed to ride for your guy. That's the whole. I know some people don't think that some people they think being a fan is weird, but it's not really. You know, without fans, you wouldn't have boxing at this level we have it now. You know, people don't pay tickets, hard-earned money, just to be neutral. There's not much people to do that. They want to support one fighter and see him, you know, strategize his way to victory, and that's how that is. And as far as I'm concerned, I support AJ until he throws his last punch as a pro, you know. And I did that with Roy Jones. I mean, even time I still supported Roy Jones. You know what I mean? And I still would. I hope he doesn't come back, Roy Jones.
Yeah.
But
it won't surprise me with him.
Yeah. You see, with me, I've supported when I was young. I supported a couple more teams, but it's always been Tottenham,
right?
Predominantly, it's always been Tottenham. You know,
and
there's no team I would. There's no other team I would support for no other reason. I couldn't. If we go into the Vauxhall Conference League,
yeah,
I'm still gonna support Tottenham. I'll still buy the Tottenham top. I still, I mean, then it's not going to change. There's no way I'm not going to support Tottenham Hotspur. It's not going to happen. You know.
Well, although like with me, because I was born in Newcastle, obviously I support Newcastle. And to be fair, I mean, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit. I was walking around Sports Direct yesterday.
Yeah.
And I bought some new boxing gloves and that because I'm only sparring a couple of pros at the end of this week, or hopefully. Okay. And while I was there, I walked past the new Newcastle shirt that's just been released, and I thought, fuck it, no, and I just didn't bother.
Okay.
Because I'm disillusioned with the club, so I just didn't even bother. As much as I want to support them, I'm just not spending money on them. It's as simple as that.
That's fair enough, man. That is fair enough. That is fair enough.
Yeah, right. I mean, as a kid, obviously I supported Newcastle, which you know, all we really had was Paul Gascoigne back then and Peter Beardsley, and Tottenham was one of the teams that I really supported because of like Glenn Hoddle and obviously Gazza, Lineker, all those kind of guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, Tottenham were kind of like the team. Well, they weren't really like the best of the best, but I mean, they were pretty good at the FA Cup, but they were always there or thereabouts, and I always liked their style of football anyway with Tottenham.
What it was with Tottenham, we don't win much, but like we always have entertaining teams.
Yeah,
that's what it is. We've always had entertaining teams. That's one thing, you know.
You produce excellent goal scorers.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, man, I've heard some people like, you know, I've definitely heard a lot of people like just turn their backs. But I expect that. I expect when things go bad for you, you know, that's what people would do. I remember I broke my leg the other year, man, and like the girl I was with, she just bailed out on me, man. She bailed out on me. My leg broke. Yeah, there's no joke. I started going out with her for about, I don't want to go off topic for too long, for about a month or 2 months or something. And when my leg broke, I like, oh man. Yeah. Seriously.
She's like a double whammy.
yeah, basically.
Bloody hell. Yeah. Although you probably made a pretty good comparison. I think for me, the so-called hardcore Joshua fans who are running around saying, "Oh, Joshua's the best," blah 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 blah. Now they're acting like women. You know, Joshua is wasted. He's no good now. He was always overrated, and I'm like, I mean, you know, you just support who you support. I mean, for me, I don't have any dislike for Joshua, Tyson Fury, or Dillian Whyte. You know, I support all of them, even though they're all rivals.
Yeah.
But,
Well, you see, I remember a few years back. I think it was probably after Wilder fought Eric Molina. He didn't look too good.
right.
One of the big boxing channels, and he had a lot of people agreeing with him, was saying, "Oh, you need to get rid of Mark Breland. You need to do all this and that and this and that." But they're not saying that right now.
No.
Because everything's going like it's going like it's going okay. It's all right. It's like when you're winning or whatever, you don't get all that scrutiny. You don't get that scrutiny, but that's what people are like. That's what people are
That's
like.
right.
You know,
That's the thing. I mean, all the Wilder fans and the Fury fans, or just the AJHs in general, these guys will probably end up turning on their favourite fighter, like Wilder, for example, when he loses. And he will lose at some point.
oh yeah. I tell you what, if Tyson Fury loses, you know who's gonna get it?
Go on.
Ben Davidson. He's gonna
Oh,
get it
of course.
so hard.
Of course.
Oh, you should never got rid of Peter, and Peter was the best, and you was doing this when Peter. But I'm telling you.
Yeah. Thing is, I mean, for me, a coach and a trainer can only do so much. It's up to the fighter. If the fighter doesn't perform, that's not necessarily down to the coach, unless they're repeatedly doing it.
Well,
So,
what could a coach really do? I mean, people are saying this, that McCracken got him to the MSG. Yeah,
right.
right now you should have a rough idea what to do once you're gloved up and at this level. I mean, what? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not comfortable blaming Rob McCracken, and no one can say, yeah, Beats has done that. I haven't done that once.
No.
I haven't done that once. You know, like.
Yeah.
They oh yeah, he had Carl Froch. He didn't have no defense either. Carl Froch fucking won how much title fights and great victories. What are you talking about?
That's right. That's right. I mean, I think the only thing I could possibly potentially agree with about Rob McCracken is that he is predominantly an amateur coach, and Joshua training at the amateur gym and sparring a lot of the amateurs, like Fraser Clark and that, for example. While it's good for the amateurs, how good is it for Joshua, really? I mean, you think with all Joshua's money that he's got, he'd actually open up his own gym by now, rather than use the lottery-funded one.
Well, see, that's the sparring thing. It's a grey area, yeah, because like I don't know. I don't know. He got hit by Daniel Dubois, who was he a pro? He might have been an amateur at the time.
Yeah.
David Price. He sparred David Price. He sparred.
Joe Joyce apparently, don't he?
I don't believe that. I mean, Rob McCracken. He had Eastman early part of the millennium fighting against Bernard Hopkins, man, and against William Joppy, from what I remember. You know.
Yeah.
So he's had Carl Froch in world title fights since the Pascal days, over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So he must know, he knows something, and he's fought in 2 world championship fights himself. He fought Keith Holmes, and who was the other guy he fought?
Rob McCracken, I've never seen him fight.
Oh, yeah. He used to have a lot of thugs from the Birmingham City thing supporting him, yeah. Yeah, he fought for the world title. He fought Keith Holmes. He lost both fights.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad fighter. He wasn't bad.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I mean, do you think that maybe Joshua should bring in another coach to help him with some other fundamentals, like a Freddie Roach or a Virgil Hunter or Ben Davison, whatever, to like somebody else, just to give him another perspective? Not to replace Rob McCracken, much like what Ben Davison did with Freddie Roach with Tyson Fury against Wilder.
Perhaps. I mean, it's easy to look after a loss. It's easy to look for fixes.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to say. It's easy to look for fixes. Joshua knows what he needs to do.
Yeah,
and
that's the important thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he knows if he needs to add someone or get rid of them or thing. If he doesn't know what to do, then he'll deserve to lose. I can't be more straight as a fan than that. You know, like there's no ideal situation. Ruiz isn't just going to hand him the belts.
No.
You know, so he has to be ready. Well, regardless if he hangs in there with McCracken, if he brings somebody in you still got to beat Ruiz.
Yeah, that's right.
You still got to beat Ruiz. You know, and if you're not good enough to do it, then you know we just have to say, all right, good try. You had a good run. You beat Klitschko. You beat Povetkin. The Dillian Whyte fight was good. You had some good victories, but now you know we have to kind of see where you go next and take it on the chin. You could like no one has a right to anything. No one, not Joshua, not no one. Nobody has a right to anything.
No, you're right.
You know?
Absolutely right.
Go out and earn it.
I mean, obviously, you've been watching boxing for like a long, long time, and obviously with like a lot of the British. So you'll know that a lot of Brits, for whatever reason, we don't travel. We can't travel. Do you think maybe Joshua might fall into that category?
British fighters can travel. They can travel.
Oh yeah, some do, but I mean, like a Calzaghe, Fury, and what have you. But there's so many that don't.
We had Ted Kid Lewis back in the day. We had Tommy Farr. They traveled, and they traveled well. They traveled okay. They did well. Like Tommy Farr went the distance with Joe Louis when Joe Louis was flattening people, breaking their jaws, and came back to a rapturous welcome because he done well on the scorecards too. Good boxing, and he fought abroad a whole lot. He fought Max Baer abroad. Took him the distance. We can do it, but it all depends if the incentive is there to do it. I mean, John H. Stracey, he went out to Mexico and beat, who was it? Mantequilla, the world champion, and he was a brilliant fighter. He was an absolutely brilliant fighter, and he went and beat him. Ken Buchanan, he fought exclusively out in New York and America, like beating Laguna. It's lost my memory now. And the British Boxing Board wouldn't back him because back then they didn't recognize the WBA, and they wouldn't let him defend his belts over here. They wouldn't sanction his fights. They didn't recognize the WBA, and he done brilliant abroad. He done brilliant. He done really Carlos Ortiz in America. Yeah. So we can do it. Kell Brook, he beat Sean Porter. Listen, in hindsight now, watching all what Sean Porter has achieved since then, that's an excellent win.
It is.
Kell Brook beat Sean Porter, according to more people, more conclusively than Keith Thurman did.
Correct, yeah. Yeah.
So we can do it. It's all about the mind state.
Yeah.
It's all about, and Lennox Lewis, he fought like all his great victories are abroad.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, he did. I feel that sometimes we just get some Brits that just buckle. You know, they'll go abroad and just can't perform. I mean, maybe Joshua is, maybe he isn't, maybe it was the occasion, maybe Andy Ruiz was just better than him on the night.
Listen.
But he got licked though, you know, that's the problem.
He got his ass whooped.
He did.
Whooped, bro. You know what I mean? Like Joshua's performed before, like he's performed in front of 80, 90,000. He retired Vladimir Klitschko. He had the big grudge match against Dillian. Dillian is one of the top heavyweights right now. He's the first man to knock Povetkin out. He looked way better against Povetkin than Klitschko could ever have done, right? And that's a gold medalist. That's an Olympic gold medalist. Joshua has done a lot of shit in his career, and people can say what they want. Joshua has done excellent shit in his career. He came up against one fight that he couldn't win, and perhaps in the rematch we might be proved that he just can't beat that style. But it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Yeah. Hopefully, he can go out there and redeem himself.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like people, they do forget that was only his 23rd fight.
Right.
Which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. I mean, Tyson Fury, he's been out of the ring for 3 years and had 8 fights more than him.
Yeah. That's right. You know, look, man, Ali lost to Spinks. Spinks had 6 fights. He had 6 fights. And he lost it, man.
Is that what he had?
You know, people that you got to realize the first Henry Cooper fight, if that bell didn't ring, we might not be singing Ali's praises like we do now. But the bell rung when it needed to ring. Yeah. And history is history and fate is fate. And you can't, there's nothing we can do about anything, man. That's you know, right. There's just nothing we can do. You know, like one of my friends died the other year, close friend, and like, you know, I'm upset. I'm so upset, but I can't do anything about it. There's nothing I can do. You couldn't beat Ruiz, and that's that. You just got to deal with it, and you've got to be better next time. There's nothing you can do. You can't take credit away from Ruiz.
No.
You just try a bit harder. There's been so many upsets in box, but Buster Douglas, when Mike Tyson, you know, nobody could believe it. No, that was a bigger shock than the Joshua Ritter. That was humongous.
Yeah,
that's
right.
And like, just like we're doing with Joshua now, we spent years trying to reason why Mike lost. Oh yeah, they set him up with some hooker before the fight and all this and everything because we couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe it. It was just a massive upset. Yeah, Anthony Mackin in your chat, he's talking about when Lloyd Hunnigan, he traveled. He went to America and beat Don Curry. And when he beat Curry, they made all types of excuses for ages. Oh, he was weight weakened. He had problems. He had this. His mind wasn't on the job. They couldn't accept it.
Yeah,
they couldn't accept it. That Brit went over there and just destroyed him. You know,
that is true.
That's the nature of the upset. You know?
I mean, maybe I'm thinking too much along the lines of because of like Rocky Fielding getting smashed out easily by Canelo, and just Liam Smith done very well in the UK. He goes over to America against Munguia and Canelo and gets absolutely done. So
against Canelo and against them two, never had a chance. Never stood a like. I didn't pick either. I knew Rocky was gonna get his head smack kicked in. I knew. You know, Rocky found a limit to me when he got stopped by Callum Smith in a round. And Liam Smith was never going to beat Canelo. You know, I mean, Liam Smith beat flipping John Thompson, who not the worst fighter, but it puts it in perspective. You know, it puts it in perspective, man. Like we had Carl Froch traveling abroad, doing very well. He made his career abroad. You know, he did very well.
That's true.
You know, Calzaghe, they try and shit on the Hopkins win, but Hopkins flipping went on to win titles and titles after Calzaghe beat him.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
So,
that is true.
Yeah, man. You know, we got to look on the positive side. I think our fighters are becoming a bit more, if anything, I think they're becoming more resilient. I tell you what, man, we've never had so much heavyweights ranked up in the top 10 like this. You know?
Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? Really is.
Yeah. Never had that. We've got Fury, Dillian, AJ still there, despite people saying he's dead and finished. Dave
Allen.
He's improving.
Yes.
I mean, he went out to France and fought Tony Yoka. There are lots of fighters who wouldn't have took that fight. And he went into the 10th and he was still trying. He went into the 10th. That was a good effort because he didn't have no advantages. The guy was stronger, longer. He had more amateur breeding and development and everything. He was I mean, so he's trying, man. He's trying, doing the best he can. He took Dillian the distance. He took into 8 rounds, and he's using all of that to improve himself as a fighter. So I want to see how he does against Price. I think it's a good fight.
It's a very good fight, isn't it, that one?
Yeah, it's a good fight, man. Good domestic dust-up, you know? Good domestic dust-up. And Dillian, Derek's got Chisora.
Oh, yeah. Oh, against Spilka, isn't he?
Yeah. What about Derek's got Chisora? That would make more sense. Yeah, that would make more sense.
Well, them two already fought each other. They were in some Polish movie.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. Well, not for real. Obviously, he was acting. He was like Chisora and Spilka were like fighting in the background. Remember, like Lennox Lewis and Vladimir Klitschko did in that Ocean's 11 movie, whatever it was.
Okay, I've never seen that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is it a boxing movie?
I'm not sure. It's in Polish, so I mean, it's got like the English subs. But I'm not one of those people who'll sit there and just read subs.
Nah,
I don't like that kind of thing.
Yeah, a bit of a killer, the subtitle films.
Yeah, definitely.
Good one.
Exactly. I mean, do you like that July 20th card with Dillian Whyte and Dave Allen and Dan Aziz and everyone.
Is that the Oscar Rivas fight?
Yeah.
Oh, it's excellent, man. It's flipping excellent.
No, I agree.
I was just watching Dillian train on his channel, like he's putting himself through it, man. But
it's painful, doesn't it?
yeah, it looked painful, man.
Yeah. I get tired just watching it.
Certainly, they're saying he's been a bit heavy, so he's having to use a lot of his training camp just to lose weight, to shed weight.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Or is
That's
he
right.
going to come back? What do you reckon?
I think he may come in a little bit heavier, with the mindset to just bully Rivas.
Okay.
And just like walk him down. But I think Dillian's got to be careful with Rivas. I think Rivas is very, very capable. You know, right up to the last, we've seen what he's done to Jennings.
Yeah.
And we've seen Dillian get tired in the later rounds as well. So.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's a dangerous fight, man. That's a dangerous fight to take.
That's it. But like I said to Dillian a few days ago, I said to him that you know, it's all very well that people talk about what's going to happen. Are you going to get the mandatory? Are you going to fight Wilder next? But first and first, don't fuck up against Rivas. You know, that's the only thing that's important.
Oh yeah, he needs to get the W, man.
Yeah.
Without the W, then you know all that I've been hard done by. It gets you nowhere. It gets you nowhere.
That's right.
So
I agree.
the win is all important here. You know what I mean?
It is.
It is all
Definitely.
important.
Definitely is.
If he
And
can,
what do you think?
if he can stop him, that's highly impressive, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Rivas, he's what, 20-0, something like that?
Yeah. I think Dillian will have to be patient in this fight as well.
Yeah. That's right.
The guy, I think just because he's a lot smaller, I'm assuming he could be a bit quicker. So Dillian will have to bide his time and maybe wear him down.
That's right.
You know, try and get him late.
That's the thing. I mean, for me, whether he stops him, beats him on points, however it is, you know, just get the win. Because for a long time now, I mean, you know as well, because I know that you've been calling for the fight as well, that you want to know how Wilder versus Whyte goes.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear these people trying to say that Deontay would knock him out. And so what's the point? No, boxing doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You got to give the guy a shot. And then if Wilder can do that, fair enough. And if Dillian beats him, you got to give him his credit as well. You know? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like when people say that there's no way Whyte can take Wilder's punch. I'm like, right, okay. Can Wilder take Dillian's left hook?
No, he can't. If Dillian catches anyone flush on the chin with that left hook, they hit the deck as well.
That's right.
You know? They hit the deck as well, and his chin will be tested severely. You know, this ain't no 38-year-old Cuban. You know? Dillian's vicious, man. Dillian's got a vicious punch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Dillian, his left hook, his right uppercut and straight right, and he's obviously his body punches. He lands any of those, Wilder could be in a whole world of pain.
See, the good thing. See, Dillian knows how to fight. Whether he can execute it, he knows how to fight Wilder.
Yeah.
He knows how to fight Fury. Winning is two different things. But he's already said he's not going to try and box with these guys. He knows what he's got. He's got to work the body, high guard, and whatever he's got to do, and rough them up, and try and tag them with, you know, with some big shit. You know? So I want to see Dillian get his shot. Why not?
Yeah.
He deserves his shot.
Listen,
I don't care if he. I'm supporting Dillian to beat all them guys. I'm rooting for him, and I don't care if he loses. I just want him to get his shot. I want him to win. As long as he gets his shot, he'll handle the rest in the ring. Simple as that.
Exactly. The one I had Dillian on the channel a little while ago was actually talking about when Ortiz hurt Wilder in the 7th round. And he was saying that Ortiz made a real amateur mistake. He said that had he have hurt Wilder at that point, he'd have just plowed straight into him and just knocked him to the canvas, because at that point, Wilder was that badly hurt. If he went down to the canvas, it's unlikely that he would have got back up again.
Yeah. He blew it, man. Look, Ortiz blew it. He's not. I don't think he's gonna get any better for him in the second fight. I don't see it.
No, I don't either. I mean, that's why when there's like talk about Wilder taking on Fury next, because Bob Arum said that's possible. I'm like, cool, because I'm not keen on the Wilder Ortiz. Listen, I'm going to watch it, but I'd rather see Wilder versus Tyson Fury out of the two.
Well, the thing is, man, Tyson should have just agreed to the rematch straight away.
I agree.
You know, like he finished the fight stronger. You took his best shot. Yeah, it nearly killed him, but you know, I don't think he should have went short. I think he should have went straight after Wilder. You know, and I think he's got a shot at beating him in the rematch as well. I think he's got a shot, but you always have to balance that with Wilder's knockout power. That he could just end it.
Yeah,
he could end it for Fury. But I think if anyone has the ability to handily beat Deontay Wilder, it's Fury. He has the skill to do it. Like Freddie Roach hit the nail on the head. You know, no disrespect to Ben Davison, but Fury should have put more punishment on Wilder because he had the ability to do it. Where most opponents that haven't been able to get Wilder to go backwards as he's taking straight flush lefts and right, Fury actually could do it. He actually could do it.
Yeah,
he blew his big shot to be. If Freddie Roach was there, I reckon he would. I reckon Freddie Roach would have coached Fury to victory. He would have stopped him. He would have stopped Wilder. That's my opinion.
well, that's the thing. I mean, didn't he hurt Wilder with a left hook? Was it in round 3 or round 4? And the Fury just stood back and just smiled at him. I'm like, you should have jumped on him at that point.
Yeah.
But I know. I mean, Tyson Fury, love him or hate him, you know, he does hype a fight up very, very well. And you know, him saying how he's going to knock out Wilder, he would knock out Dillian, he would knock out Joshua. Listen, we all know it's unlikely, and we know what to expect with Fury.
Knock any of them out. He could knock any of them out.
He could if he applies himself, but he doesn't want to take the risk because he knows he leaves himself open for a counter.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said though, if he had either a Roach or maybe behind him, he could knock all them guys out. He could not. I know it seems unlikely, right? But if he strategizes right, you know, and doesn't let his opponent back in, they could all go. They could all get taken out. Like, it might not be a clean knockout, but they might end up sitting on their stool with their eyes all busted up and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because, see, people think I'm a Fury hater. I'm not a Fury hater. Listen, there's no way you should, with the skills he has, you shouldn't be fighting. There's no way you should be fighting Tom Schwartz ever. Not at this stage of his career now. Yeah. Maybe when he had 15 fights or something, you could fight Tom Schwartz. But right now, Tyson Fury should never be fighting Tom Schwartz. That should never happen. Never. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't say that about any fighter. You know, but if you're as accomplished as Fury as a boxer, you shouldn't be fighting Tom Schwartz. You shouldn't. Yeah.
Well, how would you see? Because obviously we know that to Tyson Fury, he can well and truly outbox Wilder. He's already shown that, even at Tyson at that stage of his comeback. But Hughie Fury isn't too much different, as in very difficult to hit. Could you see Hughie Fury beating Wilder based on that style?
No, he get killed.
Yeah, because Peter said a little while ago, said that he would love the Wilder fight for Hughie because Wilder's a boxer's dream.
What I could see is I could actually see Hughie making it difficult for Wilder to land, but eventually he's gonna fuck it. He's gonna fuck it up.
Yeah,
get caught. I could see him like it could even take him. It could even be in the 10th round or something. I could see Hughie making it difficult, but not. I don't see him winning it. I don't see him.
Oh, fair enough. And what do you think of the WBO making Alexander Usyk the mandatory?
Well, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. The reason why is because, like no disrespect to Dillian, but he had his shot at the WBO belt this year at Wembley, big stage, and he didn't take it. Jarrell Miller, he didn't want to fight eliminators, and you know he tested positive and such. And I'd like to see Usyk tested, and even the attack him. I'd like to see that first. And hopefully he'll justify them making him a mandatory. Hopefully he'll justify it. But I don't have a problem with it right now. No, I don't. I think the division is not weak or depleted, but it's not like, you know, number 2 is fighting number 4 or something like that. And he's I don't see he's really taking anyone's place who's really making themselves stand out. Say that this is unjustified. So I don't really have a problem with it. No, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, same. I think that you know, he's earned it because he was undisputed at a lower weight. So, but I mean, for me as a Joshua fan, I ain't gonna lie, because of what happened against Andy Ruiz, and because for the first few rounds or first 2 or 3 rounds against Povetkin and whatever, he didn't look great. I'll be a little bit worried for Joshua against Usyk.
Would I be worried for Joshua? I'd be more worried for Usyk, man.
Would you?
Mm-hmm.
Although to be fair, it is debatable that maybe Usyk lost against Breeders.
Look, man, I'm telling you, we're making maybe too much of this. Like, he lost the fight, but Joshua is an excellent fighter. As far I think he's an excellent fighter anyway.
Yeah.
Joshua's an excellent. He just happened to lose a fight. Someone prepared for him. Listen, Steve Collins once said, "It doesn't matter how good you are, right?
Yeah.
Boxing is all about preparing for a particular style. That's all it is about. You can be as good as you want to be. If I prepare correctly for you, and I study you, you can be beaten."
That's true, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is true. It is true. It is true.
I mean, he proved that with Eubank and twice with Ben, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And they never really gave him his credit for them 2 wins. For them 4 wins. They was all washed up. No, they weren't. They weren't really washed up. Like, Eubank went on. You could say Ben was a bit washed up, but Eubank went on to give Calzaghe an excellent fight, and he had 2 fights cruiserweight with Carl Thompson. And what they forget with Collins is he started his career in America. He didn't start he started in America. He was fighting Mike McCallum. He was fighting Sumbu Calambay in Europe. He was fighting Kevin Watts. He was fighting Reggie Johnson for the WBA title. He had a hard road. He had a hard road. So Steve Collins he's an underrated fighter. He's been underrated.
I do think that he kind of wasted the tail end of his career. I think after like Eubank and Ben, I feel that he should have really made more of a push with like the likes of Roy Jones and whatever.
Oh yeah, well he pulled out the Calzaghe. He was supposed to defend against Calzaghe, and he retired, didn't he?
That's right. Yeah, you're right. It was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, that'd been interesting though, wouldn't it? That one.
Calzaghe would have beat him. That stage, he knew it. He because I remember the defense before he retired. He got floored against some bum.
Yeah.
And he knew he was finished. He knew when that guy floored him. He knew he was done.
Yeah.
And he retired. You know, Calzaghe would have beat him up. He would have beat him up. That Calzaghe there was very good, man. He didn't have no hand damage. He was fast as anything. The cardiovascular was fucking serious. He could punch. He could do a bit of everything. So, you know, he done the right thing. He done the right thing.
I think I used to enjoy that era. I love the old Eubank Ben rivalry and Luis Bruno, all those kind of ones.
Yeah. But we might be talking about this era like that. Hopefully so, if they get their act together.
Do you think that this could be a new golden era?
No, not yet. Not yet. The fights have to happen more consistently than what they're happening.
Yeah.
You know, like either Fury or Wilder should have took on AJ. And Fury and Wilder should have rematched each other, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they've got to make they've got to make the fights when they're supposed to happen. All this building, like Roy Jones is complaining. Hatman done an excellent video talking about these guys waiting to build up fights. No. Take the fight when the fight is hot.
That's right.
Get there and fight, man. That's what we know.
Exactly, especially at heavyweight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's as you said earlier. It's a case of tomorrow may not come, so take it.
Oh yeah. You never know. I mean, for all we know, man, Luis Ortiz might chin Wilder, and then what? It's like
Yeah.
If that happens to Wilder, he'll be like, he's going to get so much stick for turning down 100 million.
I think he'd retire. I think if he loses to Ortiz, he'd retire.
I think he'd be on the verge of retirement. It would be a bad loss.
Yeah, it would.
A real bad loss, man.
Yeah. But to be fair, I mean, when you look back at the previous golden era, say the Muhammad Ali one, and the Mike Tyson and Holyfield one, all the golden eras pretty much started with one of the big guys taking a loss, like Ali losing to Fraser. Then Foreman came around, and things built up from then. And with Mike Tyson, when he lost to what's his face, Buster Douglas, then Evander Holyfield would come along, and then a little bit later on, Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe.
Yeah, and even in this era, you could say when Tyson Fury beat Vlad, like I think we could be approaching the golden. I don't think we've actually hit it though. I think that was the first rock in, what do they call it, in the downfall or whatever, you know. Yeah, in the landslide. That could be the first rock in the landslide, that fight. And right now I want to see Wilder take on Fury. I want to see that fight too.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think that if Joshua beats Ruiz, I'm hoping it will give maybe the likes of Wilder a bit more confidence to take the Joshua fight, because he's taken a loss.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, you never know, though.
You never know. Right. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Now, there's loads of rumors circulating around right now. Adrien Broner versus Selby. What are you thinking about that?
It's as random as FUCK, isn't it? It's like, well, who thought of that, really? I mean, why that?
Yeah. Well, isn't Selby? Is he still promoted by Heyman?
I don't know. You know, might be. I think he actually might be. You know, I think he actually might be. At 140, it perhaps makes sense at 140.
Yeah.
Which is where I heard it could be. It perhaps makes sense. The one, no.
Would you give Selby much?
Selby's ass, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna beat him up badly, man. Gonna beat him up badly.
You think that Broner is all washed up now?
Broner's lost to tough fighters, man. But Broner's been in with Madonna. You can't beat Selby in with Madonna. You know, like Broner's gonna be with Porter. Nah, he's gonna beat the hell out of Lee Selby, man.
Yeah.
If you can't beat Josh Warrington and guy Eric Hunter beat him, no.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
That's the thing. I mean, people can say what they like about Broner. He does fall on the big stage at times, but he's never been stopped.
Nope. He's never been stopped. He's very tough. He has a great chin. I think he showed some of his skills against Jesse Vargas the other year, which I thought fight. I don't see Lee Selby beating the likes of Jesse Vargas. It all depends on how Broner does 140. Can he make 140 and still be effective?
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't live the life, does he? It's like Errol Spence. I mean, if you see the recent pictures of him, I mean, he's supposed to be going to camp now to take on Porter, and he's ballooned in weight.
Yeah, he doesn't have that discipline in between, and it's going to catch up with Errol soon. It's going to catch up. You know, it's all right when you're fighting Mikey Garcia, you get away with that. You know, you start fighting the dedicated athletes like the Crawfords, then you really pay for that. I mean, if he's having problems maintaining his conditioning, Crawford will snuff out any weaknesses like that. He'll snuff them out.
Yeah, that's it.
And punish him. I've got Crawford beating him anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. I've got Crawford.
Do you give Porter much of a chance?
No.
No.
I think he can maybe go the distance, but he can't beat Errol Spence. No. Only person I think Cody Crawford can beat Errol Spence right now. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
You know. Yeah. And what about the Lomachenko Luke Campbell, August 31st in the UK?
Well, WBC stitched Luke up, innit?
Yeah.
They stitched him up, innit?
Of course.
They stitched him in Eddie up because basically they didn't want to fight Lomachenko. Like, they made me laugh because they were pretending, oh, we're happy to fight Lomachenko. You don't want to fight Lomachenko.
No, exactly. You'd much rather fight Devin Haney or Lopez or something like that.
Yes. Or is it the Eastern African fighter? If they got to fight that guy there and they won the title, you know, they know they can make a couple of pounds up Yorkshire defending that belt, fill out whatever arena or stadium they put it in, you know, they'll come back a big hero. But
yeah,
he's got. They want to hold it in London though, the Lomachenko fight. That'd be good.
or in Hull. I think Hull's being mentioned as well, Luke Campbell's hometown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. I ain't been Hull for ages, man.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Lomachenko though.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, it's not that people are hating on the fight, or much like I didn't hate on Anthony Crolla too much. It's just that Lomachenko is that bloody good.
Oh, Luke would do better than Crolla though.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll do better than Crolla.
Yeah, definitely.
I tell you what, if he pulls it off, man, if Luke Campbell beats Lomachenko, boy, that'd be like, whoa. That'd be a bigger upset than AJ losing to me if we could do that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say to you. I mean, how big a victory would that be? That'd be massive, wouldn't it?
Huge. But I don't like the WBC's, you know, like, oh, we're gonna mandate Lomachenko, and they don't normally do that with other title holders. They're citing that when Stevenson, who did Stevenson fight again?
Dvorak.
Was it that fight there? Because it was a WBO. Who was it? No, the WB was it the WBC? They said they're gonna make. They made something that he.
That Kovalev thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, they made one of his defenses a mandatory for Kovalev, and I don't think Kovalev took the fight. I can't remember what happened. But nah. Hey, listen, man. If Luke can do it, good luck to him, man. I think Eddie knows that he got stitched up.
Definitely. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, Eddie can't complain too much because, I mean, if you guys remember when Joshua took on Klitschko, that was for the vacant WBA belt. Yeah. When in theory it should have been Luis Ortiz against Klitschko.
Yeah.
So I mean, Eddie can moan about it if he likes, but he's been a little two-faced about it.
Well, you know, you've got like, look, man, he shouldn't get an easy opponent for the title anyway. So the fact is, Lomachenko, he's fighting the right person who he's supposed to be fighting. You know, definitely fighting the right person. So
yeah,
excellent.
That's it. And if Loma does win, hopefully he goes on and takes on the IBF guy. I forgot his freaking name now.
IBF guy. Comey.
That's him. Yeah, Richard Comey. That's him.
Yeah, he's a tough opponent, man. Very tough.
But is he taking on? Is it Beltran next, isn't it?
Who did he fight?
Or he will be fighting. I've forgotten.
I can't remember if he's scheduled to fight again. I can't even remember. But yeah, he's a good. Like, I'd like to see Lomachenko, you know, tie up the belt, tie the belts against Comey. That would be interesting. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would.
Interesting.
It would.
That'd be a good fight, man.
And what do you think about this weekend's boxing with Andrade and Selecki, Parker, Leopai?
I don't know what Parker's doing fighting Leopai, to be honest with you. Really don't.
No. That's just New Zealand versus Australia, Samoan versus Samoan, isn't it? That's what Eddie Hearn's doing.
Okay. Yeah, it's a weak match. Selecki and Andrade is good, though. It's a good match. I didn't realize it was this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be watching that one there. Yeah. Andrade's got to be careful in the early rounds, man. That guy's live early. Like,
yeah.
Last fight, he was kind of dangerous early, and he faded against
Rosado.
Gabe Rosado. Yeah. What's going to let Selecki? His defense is going to let him down, though. Defense him down, I would have thought. And I see Andrade. Yeah, I mean, just dissect him in a little. Probably a points win. But
Yeah.
good, still a good fight.
Would you like to see Andrade go on and fight Billy Joe Saunders or a Golovkin, or go straight after Canelo for undisputed?
Well, Billy didn't want the fight, man. Billy could have had that fight.
Yeah. I know. I don't know why he turned it down.
Yeah. Billy, not being funny, Billy talks a lot of shit. He says that Golovkin's trying to avoid him, but I remember him saying he needed a gun to fight Golovkin. I don't know about Billy. I don't know. I think Billy, I mean, he does a lot of talking, but you know, he doesn't really put himself out there to get the most difficult fights. I will say that. I mean, the last opponent was terrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That the Albanian or whatever it was. Yeah.
What the name of it? Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. Shafufi or something, or Susie. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, Billy needs to step up a little. He needs to step up.
He does.
And plus, you know, after that drug thing, he needs to kind of, you know, prove himself a little.
Yeah.
For getting busted.
That's true. Well, what do you think of because like Billy Joe is like WBO super middleweight world champion? I mean, would you like to see him take on maybe Callum Smith? Would you like that fight, or do you like the John Ryder one? Or
Callum Smith will fuck Billy up.
Yeah.
Callum will fuck Billy up, really. Callum's I know a lot of people don't agree. I think Callum Smith is a really good fighter. I think
he's a real deal, isn't he?
Yeah, Callum Smith. If Callum Smith nail you with that left hook, or even the right hand, straight right, you're in trouble, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think Billy fancies them fights. That's not going to be no David Lemieux. Ain't gonna be no David Lemieux.
No. Well, it makes you wonder how Callum can make that weight. I mean, he's massive, isn't he?
He's a huge super middleweight. Huge.
Yeah, he really is.
I'd like to see Callum take on Eubank, man.
Yeah.
I'm the favorite, but I'd like to see the fight. I'd like to see that fight, man.
Do you think that Callum might actually stop him?
It'd be difficult to stop Eubank. I tell you that. He's got a very good chin. I've seen him get rocked a couple of times, but he's got excellent chin. He's tough. He's got a good engine, man. You know, so that would be a very good fight. Be a very good fight.
Yeah, good, cool. I know there was talking about Callum Smith moving up, weren't there? To light heavyweight to take on like a Bivol.
I don't think he should move up yet. I think he should get a few good defenses, some good names at 168 behind him, and you know, wait until he can see one of the champions he's confident of beating at 175, and then move up. He doesn't need to move up yet.
Yeah. Although, what about that guy who got busted for cocaine? Lost his WBC title, super middleweight. That is it, Benavidez.
Benavidez. That's a good fight. Delboy just put that in. He wants to see that. Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, they're both about the same kind of height, aren't they?
Yeah. Big lads, very big lads. That'd be a good fight. That'd be an excellent fight.
It would.
But he's got to watch where he takes it.
You
know, that like beating Ndam in America, that's fair enough. But you really want to take that fight against Benavidez is dangerous. You want to get every advantage you can, and location could be important.
Okay, like put it on Anfield or something.
Yeah. Offer Benavidez a good purse so you can secure home advantage, and then set on him. Yeah. 100%. Because Benavidez is a good combination puncher, just like Ruiz. You go over there, you know, you catch you with some of the combination punch, and then you could be in serious trouble.
Yeah, actually, you've just reminded me about something. So, if the WBC do make Dillian Whyte mandatory if he beats Oscar Rivas and forces the Wilder fight next, do you think maybe he should take Deontay Wilder to purse bid and force Wilder to the UK?
Yeah, that's what Eddie should do. Yeah, Eddie should go all the way. Take it to the purse bid, and if Al don't want to cough up, you get him to come over here. O2, you know what I mean? Wherever it is. Oh, I don't think it's a Wembley fight.
Yeah,
but O2 sold out. That's sold out within hours.
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
here. Yeah, that'd be excellent, man. Yeah, yeah. Why not? Why not?
because I think that by the look on Wilder's face when he was having that face off with Tyson Fury in Belfast, he looked frightened. I'm thinking he gets that frightened look if he fights Dillian in the UK. Dillian will just destroy him.
Yeah. Listen, man. Dillian ain't got no fear of him.
No.
He's got no fear of him, man. So and what Wilder relies on opponent's fear.
Mm.
He does rely on you know
Yeah.
on fear registering his opponents, and he knows, yeah, I can get them, and he ain't gonna get that with Dillian.
No.
He's not gonna
Well,
get it with Dillian. Dillian's gonna go in there and call him all types of names, and
I'm about to say, I think that Dillian will absolutely slaughter him on social media and at the press conferences.
yeah, he will do. See, you need to get in when you fight punchers. You need to get in their heads, like Ali did Liston. That's what you need to do.
And Foreman,
Yeah. Fury did that as well. Fury got in Wilder's head,
yeah, he did.
and that's what you got to do. That's what you got. And Wilder knows this. Wilder knows all the mental and psychological games.
Yeah, he played it himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, it worked a treat against Brazil,
Yeah, because like Brazil didn't make no mental impression on Wilder at all. His body language is all wrong. His heart. Wilder say, "I can feel your heart beating from here." Like, and yeah, he went out and around. Although he had Wilder hurt though. He did have Wilder hurt.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, Lomachenko, as I just put in the chat there, Wilder versus Whyte would be at the be pretty good at the new Tottenham Hotspur football ground.
Yeah.
What's that? What, 60,000, isn't it? Something like that?
60,000, man. 60,000.
60,000.
That could be the new venue for British boxing, man. The Spurs ground, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when they call it state of the art, what do they mean with state of the art? What state of the art? Does that mean that it's got hot running showers? What does it mean?
It's like basically if you walk up around the ground, it makes the rest of the area look a bit stupid.
Right.
The rest of the area is a bit run down.
And like Enfield and that, yeah.
Big building, and it's like high tech. Like it's just like when they say state of the art, that means just like the top grade, like architecture. Like
right.
top level architecture, and it is. It really is. It's like flipping now, man. Look at this building. Building, bro.
Okay, I see them there too. They'll like have like heated seats in the ground and things like that. I had no idea what it was when they kept calling it like state of the art. I was like, damn.
It looks like some subterranean space station or something, man. It's a beautiful ground, beautiful stadium. And you have to walk the whole length of it to appreciate it.
Right.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
But they put it right on top of the old ground, didn't they?
Yeah, basically, yeah. But they've extended it. They've like a few buildings have had to be purchased, and they've extended. It's massive, man. It's humongous.
It cost like a 200 million or something like that.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I was there, man. That'd be a beautiful stadium, man, to fight in.
Yeah. Well, they were talking about having Joshua versus Ruiz there, weren't they?
Yeah. I think Eddie was saying that's probably not going to be on the table on the table for the Ruiz rematch, unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you think that Joshua will fight again in Madison Square Garden?
Why not?
Yeah. Or the Aztec in Mexico, which is 90,000.
I don't think he should go there. No, I don't think he should go there.
Be a hostile atmosphere, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's hostile. To the not because I'm saying he's a bum or anything, but there's certain fighters who thrive better in them environments than others. It don't mean you're a bad fighter, but no, the Azteca is very. The last time who went to the Azteca, Greg Haugen against Chavez Sr., and he took the beating of his life. That was the first time he was stopped.
Bloody hell.
First time he was stopped, man. He just took an absolute hiding. There was about 120,000 people.
Whoa. That's massive then.
Yeah, 120. I don't think they could see. Probably since then they may have changed the regulations. I don't know if it was all seating or standing. But yeah, it's 25,000. Yeah, Don King promotion, man.
Never surprised with Don King. I think he's put on fights everywhere, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, man.
Yeah.
Venezuela, Jamaica.
Yeah.
Where was the
local chippy?
yeah, everywhere, man. Everywhere.
Yeah. I think the game does miss the likes of Don King. I mean, I know people hate on Eddie Hearn, but in some ways, Eddie Hearn is adding to the character. He's playing a character.
Well, of course he is. Of course he is. Of course, they hated Don King as well.
That's right.
But he put on all the matches that needed to be made, though.
Yeah. Was it one of your videos I seen probably six months or a year ago? Is it you or Hatman was talking about Don King and Bob Arum? That these guys literally wanted to kill each other.
I think they always had a bit of respect for each other, really. I mean, like even like they don't love each other or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know? They've always been trying to snake each other, you know. Like there was one story. I think what was it? It was the Sugar Ray Leonard Duran rematch, and they had to sort of like play dual roles promoting it. You know what I mean? And like Bob Arum and someone else was off to one convention, and they were trying to keep Don King out of the loop of what was happening, and they were on a plane going somewhere, and they thought Don didn't know what was happening, and Don met them on the plane. Hello, fellas.
Oh no, gutted.
You know, but that's the type of guy Don King was. Don had ears everywhere. You couldn't, like people would tell you, you can't. If you underestimate Don King, then you'll end up with no trousers, no shirt, or anything. You know what I mean? You don't underestimate Don King.
Yeah, I like that. Leon Mohammed, he talks about Don King quite a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, you can hear the way he talks. He's got nothing but respect for Don because Don always got it done.
That's right. Yeah, he did.
Always got it done.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, it wouldn't have been such a bad idea for Joshua to have taken on Trevor Bryan at that point, wouldn't it? Don King fighter, inactive, slow as hell.
Yeah. You listen. We see what you said there. Now you're talking. You get Don King to sell one, but it's probably a bit late. He doesn't have that same force. But buy a Don King fighter. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? You're playing the game. You're playing the game.
Well, what was the whole story behind him ripping off Mike Tyson? Was that Mike Tyson over exaggerating, or do you think Don King literally ripped him off?
Don King, he like there were certain business ventures. He was opening up certain business ventures without Mike's knowledge. Like Mike was helping refurbish these luxury apartments that Don was selling and stuff like that. They opened this Mike Tyson, this sort of Mike Tyson sporting club where people could, I don't know, and it was costing it was costing quite a lot of money. He ripped him off. Don ripped him off. Don ripped him off. But at the same time, Mike didn't have his head on his business as well.
Right.
You know, so.
No, I mean, I always liked Don King. I mean, as a kid, he was the promoter in my mind.
Well, he was. He was, man. He was. He put all the significant fights. Bob Arum did a lot of great work as well, especially with the Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Duran fights. He's done a lot of work. They both did a lot of work, man. They both put in some excellent work. But you know, Eddie Hearn, he's trying to become a Don King, but he's finding the Americans ain't really, they're not really that receptive. And his main guy lost. So it's a hard road.
It is a hard road. It definitely is. I mean, do you see because obviously there's been like some talk about Sky Sports being quite upset with Eddie Hearn's standard of shows in the UK. I mean, can you see Sky Sports bidding him off at some point?
No, I wouldn't do that if I was them.
I wouldn't either.
If I was them, I wouldn't do that. Not right now, anyway.
Yeah.
Because You know, it's a rough patch for Eddie. You know, it's a rough patch, but there's a reason why the zone headhunted him for for whatever reasons. Like this guy, he built Carl Froch into a star. He's done the same with Joshua. He's turned guys like Dillian and Whyte into pay-per-view attractions. No.
Yeah.
People think it's easy to do what Eddie's doing. Oh, he was giving everything. No. Eddie is a good promoter. Eddie is a good promoter. He's not a perfect promoter, but Eddie is very good at his job.
Right? Exactly. I mean, Eddie's one of these kind of guys. You know, he'll sell sand to an Arab. You know, he's very, very good at selling a show.
He doesn't sleep, man. He's on his job all the time. He's promoting a card every second, and he's visible. He's there to answer questions, hard ones, easy ones, anything. He's
exactly.
there all the time. All the time.
He's very, very accessible. Very accessible.
Yeah. And his energy is undeniable. You can't deny his energy, man. Like, he's there promoting. And the thing is, you watch him compared to any other promoters. He's there breaking down fights about this fighter here, whether they're American, they're British, and this. And he's doing it constantly. Where the fuck is he getting time to watch boxing, for one?
Yeah, exactly. Or spending time with his wife. You know? Yeah.
And he knows about fighters. He knows about what they're supposed to do and this and that, their names, the cards, everything. Everything. Yeah. You know, like, listen, man, he's very good at what Sky can't. Who are they going to replace him with?
Well, that was going to be my next one. Do you see MTK make any kind of moves?
Not yet. They've got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Long way to go. Long way. And they're good. They're young. They aren't come. Not unless Sky's going to start giving them massive budget, which they're not going to do.
Yeah.
They're not going to start giving them massive budgets. I mean, to do what? Who are they going to sign to make British boxing better? Who is it they're going to sign?
No idea. I mean, for me, I mean, you'll know, because you'll know a hell of a lot more dark side stories than what I do about the seediness of boxing over the years. But I see that MTK, they seem to be somewhat of a union for boxers nowadays.
Well,
which I think boxing needs.
They're doing a bit of everything. I think they've got a really high-tech gym. They do.
Yeah, they've got a gym here in Newcastle as well.
Yeah. They're doing a bit of everything, man. I think they will eventually become a force in boxing. They've got to deal with ESPN to put cards on, apparently, as well.
That's right.
How did flipping they score that?
That's what I mean. I wouldn't be surprised if Sky Sports at least put them alongside Eddie Hearn. So if Eddie Hearn isn't putting on too many shows, maybe put on some of the MTK ones.
Yeah, I can see that happening. And what they need to do is them cards they're putting on YouTube, their little cards, they need to produce a couple of stars out of them.
Yeah.
By themselves, like independently, and then they can go from there, you know?
That's right.
Yeah. But it's still early days for them. It's very early days, man. Very early days.
Well, it is. I mean, one of the other good things about them is that although they manage certain fights like Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders, Martin Murray, Rocky Fielding, or whatever, Carl Frampton.
Yeah.
When these guys are not getting TV dates, MTK can put them on their shows.
Yeah,
like a Rocky Fielding, Martin Murray, and that.
Is Martin Murray still Rocky?
Yeah, I think Martin Murray, he's still with Frank Warren, isn't he? Or maybe it's a fight-by-fight deal, to be honest, I don't know. And Rocky Fielding's obviously with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, why not, man? Why not? I could see them like slowly starting maybe putting cards on. I don't think they're just gonna bang just replace Eddie, but you know, they might. What about it might not even be Sky, they might even be Box Nation. If Frank's running his BT thing, they might be taking over duties on BT. I mean on Box Nation.
That's the thing, because I wouldn't imagine that they've got too many subscribers being from the UK.
Was that Box Nation?
Yeah.
Well, I hear a lot of people, they have to pay for the BT content, which Frank said they wouldn't have to do.
That's right.
So I don't think that's very popular.
No. No.
Have you heard anything about when Frank was supposed to go bankrupt? I ain't heard no stories on that. Has he paid them off? Has he got enough to pay?
Yeah, I think that Tyson Fury Wilder fight may have saved him. I think maybe that's why he took that fight quite early.
Yeah, or maybe that's good. Maybe that's enough to keep his creditors a little quiet for a few months or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Although he's got to be nervous the fact that Anthony Yarde and Kovalev fell apart for a while. He's like, oh no.
That fight now? Isn't it happening?
Yeah, it's been rescheduled for September and still in Russia, as far as I'm aware.
That fight's not going to happen.
No. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be at all surprised if the World Boxing Super Series introduced a light heavyweight division, and maybe that's why Kovalev's been stalling.
Listen, nobody's paying Anthony Yarde $5 million to fight anywhere in the world. No. Yeah. Who's going to pay $5 million? Unless they just they might as well. You probably find them in a video with a whole pile of money just setting a light to it, setting fire to it. Why are they going to pay Anthony Yarde $5 million? What for? For what sense would that make?
That's the thing, because what's he proved so far?
Yeah.
I mean, I like the guy and I wish him well, but to be brutally honest, he hasn't even stepped up to British level yet.
Nope, he hasn't. I mean, Boatsi, like, even the last guy he fought, people could say he was past his bet. Was his name Periban? That's way higher than anything that Yarde's fought.
That's right.
And he fought his title as well. So, yeah.
Exactly. Well, do you like the fight with Boatsi and Craig Richards? Do you like that fight?
Craig not want to fight.
Yeah?
Yeah, he said it. He said after, Boatsi and Yarde, what he knows he gets, Boatsi would destroy. I like Craig, but he doesn't have a chance against. Boatsi's an animal, man. It hurt Craig, man. It hurt Craig badly.
Yeah, Boatsi's definitely good, isn't he?
Yeah, it hurt Craig, man. I like Craig Richards, but you don't want it with Boatsi right now. You really don't want that.
And how would you see Boatsi going? How would you see that one?
I've got Boatsi beating him.
Me too.
I've got Boatsi beating him, bro. Right now, I don't see the only thing Boatsi has to prove is world level now. I don't think nothing outside world level can mess with Boatsi. No, I don't believe.
You see, when I spoke to Boatsi here in Newcastle when he fought a few months ago. I mean, I was stood in front of him, talked to him. I was like, "You are absolutely massive."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm 6'2", and I'm looking at him thinking, "You are huge." So, I mean, and this is on the weigh day day as well. So he's actually weighing in on that day, and he was huge weighing in. So, I mean, what's he like fight night or?
Yeah, I've got him beating Yarde, then. I'll be honest with you. I've got him beating Yarde. Maybe Yarde may surprise me, but I've got him beating Yarde.
Do you think Boatsi will go on and become a world champion?
Who, Boatsi?
Yeah.
I would hope so, yeah. I would hope so. Yeah. I would think so, yeah.
And what about Callum Johnson? He seems to have gone a bit quiet lately.
Callum Johnson. Well, Shawnee Moynihan. He's still in the race. He's still in the race. They want to make sure they match him with the right opponent though so they keep him busy until a world title opportunity opens up again. Yeah,
they want to put him in with Paul Smith Jr., don't they?
Paul Smith Jr. Who's Paul Smith Jr.?
Is it Paul Smith Jr.? Not Paul Smith Jr. Oh, Joe.
Oh, right. I was just thinking another. Right.
Another Smith brother, yeah. The guy who knocked Bernard Hopkins out the ring. What's his name? Yeah. Joe.
That's a good fight. That's a good. Joe Smith Jr. is a good fight for
him. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's the type of fight he wants to take, or he wants to get, good fights like maybe what's his name? Who did Sullivan Barrera? I know he just lost some points. Guys like that past their best, but still got a few tricks to show him, and he's more than likely gonna win them fights. Get guys like that. Just keep him busy, and keep him winning.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Or Maybe try against a Marcus Brown. Although I do like Marcus Brown.
He doesn't want to fight Marcus Brown before it's for a belt. Don't fight him. No, not without a belt. Don't fight him. I mean, make sure when you fight like for them guys there, you fight for a belt. It's too dangerous for both of them, I think, as well.
That's true. Didn't he take apart Badu Jack? Didn't he?
Yeah, he cut Badu Jack. Yeah, he cut Badu Jack.
Yeah. I mean, for me, when I look at say what it is that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom are doing, I'm looking at some of his stable. And I'm thinking, well, Callum Johnson could potentially headline a show somewhere like a York Hall rather than a Conor Benn. No disrespect to Conor Benn, but I think that Callum Johnson could do that against a Sullivan Barrera or a Kell Brook against a Kana Islam.
Yeah, I can't see why not. I can't see why not. You know, he's definitely got the credentials now. Like he nearly got rid of Beterbiev, man. Like he nearly got him out of there. And I like the way he took apart. What's his name for the British title?
Oh, Buglioni.
Yeah, Buglioni. I like the performance against Shawnee Moynihan. He boxed really well, actually. Yeah, he's got a lot of potential for some good fights. And if he gets a champion at the right time, the right fight, he could win the belt. He could win a belt. He could definitely win a belt. I don't Buatsi should fight him next. Might be a bit of a stage too far for Buatsi at this stage yet. Maybe about three fights down the line, you can go for that. You know?
That's a fair point.
But you know, yeah, man. Like Yard, man, all this Kovalev shit is probably not gonna happen. Man, Yard should be fighting Buatsi or Callum Johnson. You know, that should be the mix right now. Look, I mean, even now, Buatsi can fight Callum Johnson now as well, to be, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what should be happening. We've got great light heavyweights here. They should be fighting each other. They shouldn't be waiting around. Oh, I'm going to make $5 million. No, I don't think they're going to pay this guy $5 million. I just don't think they are. Who are these Russian actors with all this money? Who are they?
Well, they're the same team who couldn't find the money to put it on what was supposed to have been this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So they couldn't find the money. And why suddenly now is Kovalev wanting to fight in Russia against Anthony Yard? Why not against somebody else before? Because he hasn't been there for a long time, has he?
Yeah, he hasn't. Has he fought in Russia for his career? I think early days.
I think when he didn't he kill that lad? What's his name? That guy who died.
Oh yeah, he killed an opponent.
Yeah. I think that was in Russia. Yeah. But since then, I don't think he's fought in Russia.
No. But Yard, I don't know. I'm very scared. Him and his trainer Tunde, they make me a bit skeptical, to be honest.
He winds me up, that Tunde. I know he's playing a role, but he's like, when I was a kid, I hated Prince Nassim and Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
I get because they're playing like a character, and I get that Tunde is playing that character as well, but he makes me fall for it. He makes me not like him sometimes.
Yeah, it's just some ridiculous stuff he comes out with, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh well. I mean, so this weekend, what we got is so we've got that Andre Sulecki, we've got Ahara Davis versus Vasquez.
Yeah, that's interesting. He wants to knock him out in 3 rounds. That might not be that easy.
No. Although last time Ahara Davis was talking like that, he ended up getting stopped, which was against Josh Taylor, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I think like the Jack Catterall fight, he didn't win it, but neither did Catterall, to be honest. I didn't think nothing. I wasn't
very close fight.
Yeah. Terrible fight. Terrible.
Yeah.
O'Hara did himself no credit with that performance, man.
No, exactly. I mean, he was just standing on his foot most of the time, just jabbing, wasn't he?
Yeah, it just weren't impressive. Weren't impressive at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know who matched him with Vasquez. I don't know what's happening. I mean, that's an ugly opponent to fight, man.
And that's an MTK card, isn't it? So.
Oh, right. Oh, it is?
Yeah, so this Friday, isn't it?
Right. So how come Warren's not promote? He's not fighting no. So what's happening with Frank Warren? Why is he fighting with MTK?
This is the thing, because Frank Warren, when one of his fighters lose, they tend to go on the scrap heap like straight away.
Yeah, Frank's just fucking discarded, man. He's not on undercards with Gorman and.
Yeah.
And Joyce is not on none of them cards. Bloody hell.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that happened with that lad Walsh when Gervonta Davis came over. Gervonta Davis absolutely schooled him. We
Yeah.
haven't seen him fight yet. Since, yeah, he's ruthless. It's like a Lee Selby as well when he lost to Warrington. Lee Selby, right? You know what? Going that scrap heap. He's ruthless, man.
Yeah.
So I feel sorry for the loser of Gorman Dubois.
Oh yeah. They better watch that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Who you got winning?
I think either Gorman on points or Dubois early stoppage.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm thinking about that fight a lot. I think Gorman is going to try and use a lot of defense and take Daniel late. I don't know. I don't know how Daniel plays it. Does Daniel go all out trying to get the stoppage and then he could puff out late and then Gorman could catch him up?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think Gorman's a better boxer. I think he is, but I think Dubois is just. I don't know. I mean, he's got that freakish natural strength, hasn't he?
For a 20, how old is he? 21?
21, yeah. Well, he's 22 in September, isn't he?
He's just ridiculously strong for that age. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
21, man.
I could be 21. I think I'll just finish playing with my Transformer toys. No mind bloody beating up grown men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
21.
Just like phenomenally strong for that age, man. And
Yeah.
he's still got to mature. That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
By the time he's 25, man, he really learns his craft. It could be really dangerous, man. If they take I think they can afford to take the time in him a little. There's no need to rush him.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I hope Frank doesn't. But
Yeah.
I've got a feeling Frank probably will because he really wants to be #1 promoter in the UK, doesn't he?
Yeah. So you might feed him to
Joshua or Dillian Whyte at some point. Maybe a couple of fights too soon.
Yeah. Be exciting for us though.
It would be, yeah. I mean, I think when you look at the British heavyweight landscape, it's looking pretty healthy.
Oh yeah. It's very healthy. Very healthy. You know? Like there's a lot of names out here, man. Like, and they can all be matched in pretty good fights, from Joshua to Dillian to Tyson Fury, Gorman, Dubois, Joyce, Allen, Price, Piccoli. Even Piccoli's back with a win.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got to factor in that Eddie signed up a few of the guys. He's got Usyk, Hrgovic.
Yeah. Gassiev.
Yeah, excellent stuff, man. Excellent. Joseph Parker. Yeah. So we could have
exactly, and he's still got Povetkin on the books as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Eddie was really to like, if he could just make this a heavyweight paradise over here, there's no real need for our fighters to have to travel to America unless it's a really good opportunity for them. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. And after next year's Olympic Games, I imagine that Fraser Clark will probably turn pro as well.
Fraser Clark, depends how he does at the Olympics, though. Like, you know, he's not young. How old is he? He's getting on a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's what, 26, 27, something like that.
Yeah, he's not young. He's not young.
No.
You know, I mean, like, Joe Joyce has got to get a move on, man. He's old. Old as
Yeah. Well, do you like that fight with Jennings?
Yeah, I do actually. I like the fight. I like it. Yeah. It's not one that you can lose though. You can't. It's not a losable fight.
No. The thing with like a Joe Joyce, I mean, I always wish him well, and I do support him, but sometimes I sound like a real hater, and sometimes after I do the video, I think, I think I make it sound worse than what I really feel. But sometimes with Joe Joyce, he winds me up with the fact that he talks about Luis Ortiz, he talked about Miller, he talked about Kanaki, Dillian Whyte, Hughie Fury, yet none of these fights really turn out.
Yeah. It's been a lot of blowing smoke. I mean, with Joe. Yeah. That's just to market himself, though, isn't it?
Of course.
It's just market. What do you think of this Miller situation, man?
Oh, those PEDs. Oh, with him saying, well, the first one, GW1516, was contaminated, and then the other two for the was it HGH and EPO were ones that he self-medicated through an injection, which we knew that you can only get them through injection form, was for his elbow. Was it tennis elbow or something, whatever it was?
He's so bullshit. I hear they've actually got it for 4 different substances.
Yeah, there's a 4th test about to be announced, isn't there?
Yeah. That's not coming back clean. There's no way it's coming back clean.
No.
No way. I would stake my channel's existence that it's not coming back clean.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
I think I bet with anyone who wants to take it, that's not coming back clean. No way.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that, well, I mean, whatever it is, he's going to get away with it by the sounds of it because he's not actually suspended, is he? He's only suspended in, is it New York?
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with boxing. It doesn't have joined up thinking or one universal standard, you know.
Yeah.
And to me, there should be a new rule now. Like, I don't know if we should trust it all to VADA though, but there should be a ranking system where you're not ranked unless you're on some kind of program. There should be at least 3 or 4 different programs, and if you're not signed to one of them or whatever, you cannot be ranked in the top 10.
Yeah.
Cannot be ranked.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not eligible for a world title fight.
Yeah, that's it. You know, won't have this guy wasting our time. You know, because you see, if he had signed up with the WBC programmer, we wouldn't have had all that. He would have got busted then.
That's right.
He declined it twice. He won one fight, and they ranked him, and he wouldn't join the thing. Then they didn't rank him. He won another fight. They ranked him again, and he still wouldn't join. So he's wasting everyone's time.
Exactly. That was around the whole Marius Wack situation, wasn't it? When he fought Marius Wack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because I think he was ranked, was it number 4 or 5 in the WBC, and then suddenly he just wasn't there anymore, and like nobody really knew why, but he just refused to sign up. I mean, that's alarm bells right there, isn't it?
It's terrible, man. Like, I'm not having a go at him because he got caught, because everyone gets, not everyone, but a lot of people get popped. But 4 different substances, no, it's just too much, man.
That's right.
A fucking joke.
That's right. Exactly. And then to just lie about it, I think.
Yeah.
You know, just be honest. Listen, you know, I was a little bit nervous. I weren't feeling great. I was scared. I thought I was gonna get blasted. I was embarrassed, so I took something.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, man. He's all talk anyway. He's all gassed. What do you think about him fighting Fury? I don't think it's gonna happen no more.
Nothing will surprise me. I think that if it's not going to be Wilder versus Fury next, I mean, where else does Fury really go? I mean, I don't think that the PBC would give him any kind of fighters. I don't think Eddie Hearn would give them any fighters. So where do they go?
He's on the scrap heap. Right now, he's kicking himself, obviously, because, you know, but he's put himself on the scrap heap, basically. That's what he's done. He's put himself on the scrap heap. Who's going to really want to work with that guy? You took 4 different substances. How are you going to put him on a card and feel good about that?
No, exactly.
You know,
I mean, he lost out on potentially 30 million. He said, was he getting like 7 or 8 million for the first fight of AJ? Had he beaten AJ, he'd have got around about 20 million.
Well, that's
the rematch.
It's kind of like he wants to blame AJ for it or somebody. He blew it. He blew it. Exactly,
man. If that. I know. If I'd have like missed out on potentially 30 million, seriously, you'd be finding me hanging from in the middle of the woods somewhere. You know, it's 30 million.
Yeah, I won't be far behind you if I blew all that as well.
Yeah.
A lot of money to blow. I mean, it's too much.
Yeah.
Much, man. I mean, all he had to do is train. But maybe he's been juicing all his career, and like the thought of trying to trade punches with someone like Joshua without the juice, he just didn't want to go for it, man.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with like a Joshua fights is that although VADA is employed, but VADA is just random, like once in a while. But all opponents who fight Joshua, he insists on extra testing. He pays like 60 grand per training camp for extra testing for him and his opponents.
Yep. And that's how he got exposed, because someone paid up the money, and he got exposed. And like this Pacquiao, like people are saying with the Pacquiao and Thurman fight, they're not paying for VADA. and they're coming in for a lot of criticism. But what would they expect?
Yeah.
What they expect? You know, people are very suspect, especially of Manny. I think they're very suspect.
Yeah. Well, isn't it a case of with the WBA, because I know the WBC, you have to be enrolled in BARDA, although, to be fair, their rules is you can't be ranked unless you're enrolled in the clean boxing program, but they did rank Tyson Fury before the Wilder fight. But regardless, they the WBA, for all world title fights, it's in their rules that they employ BARDA.
Yeah.
And yet Pacquiao, Thurman, that's regular champion, super champion, so shouldn't that be compulsory?
It's weird, man. They're just using Nevada. I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's very suspect. It's very suspect.
Yeah,
it's very suspect indeed.
I think they're leaving it up to the Nevada State Athletic Commission to choose their own anti-doping, if at all.
Do you reckon it's a bit? What would you think is suspect, and who do you think is suspect?
I don't know. I just think that there's not bothered about it. I think that Pacquiao don't want to do it, Thurman don't want to do it, and Al Heyman's quite happy to not let him do it. Maybe Al Heyman and the PBC want such an exciting fight. They're like, right, guys, no testing, go out there, juice yourself up to the gills, and put on a great fight. You know, who knows?
See, but the thing is, some people say, "Oh, well, it's expensive. It's only about 60 grand. They're earning millions. How are you not going to pay that?"
Yeah, well, and it's actually the sanctioning body that pays it for world title fights, like WBC do.
Maybe they're a bit hard up. They need the extra couple of quid.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Keith Thurman hasn't been giving them too much sanctioning fees. He's been very inactive, hasn't he?
Yeah.
No? So, yeah, who knows? Who knows?
You never know. You never know.
I mean, who do you think's to blame in this one?
It's got to be Al Heyman, really, man. I mean, it's got to be on Fox, and he signed to them. He's the main guy. You got to look at Al. You have to look at Al on this one. Like I'm not picking. I know a lot of people think I'm a hater, but who else who else could it be?
That's right.
He's made the fight, not the WBA or WBC. He's made the fight.
That's right.
Put them together. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
if this was let's say Kell Brook versus Amir Khan, who would they be looking at?
Of course, Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, right. They'd be burying him.
Yeah, of course. Well, that'd be interesting to see if they have it for Porter and Spencer, wouldn't it?
Well, it's going to be, yeah. And we'll have to ask, why have they got it there and not got it here?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We'll definitely have to ask why, you know?
As I said, I suppose the only thing that we can look forward to is a much more exciting fight. If both these guys go, cool. Like, where's those needles? Where's that Nandrolone? Where's that EPO?
Yeah.
Where's, you know?
Too bionic man by the time to get in there now. So
yeah, exactly. These guys are gonna be punching lumps out of each other and just keep on coming forward like Terminator.
It better be a class. If they ain't taking off this thing, it better be a fucking classic, man. That's
exactly. Well, who you got in that fight?
What's that? Who I got?
Yeah, who got in Thurman Pacquiao?
I've got Thurman.
Thurman, yeah, what, points or knockout?
Points.
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 Yeah. And you think that maybe he'll fight Spence or Crawford after?
I don't know, because they're moving really slow to make all the matches that need to be made. I really don't know where, because Thurman has shown no rush to fight Spence at all. So I really don't know. Maybe he might get some courage and go for it. We'd have to hope so. We have to hope so.
No, I agree. Well, when's that Charlo fight? Well, what do you think of the Charlo twins? Do you like them, or are you not sold on them yet?
I'm not sold.
No. I think there's too much cherry picking going on.
The last guy that one of them fought was absolutely dreadful.
Oh, that Cotter guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's fucking shit. What a load of crap.
It was.
He got blasted out. You know what I mean? Like, listen, it was a great knockout to watch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was a great, but like, you need to be fighting way better opponents than that.
Exactly. When you run around shouting like lions in the camp or whatever it is that they're shouting, you'd expect a little bit more ferociousness, as in against better opposition for both of them.
Yeah, both of them need to. Yeah, well, they both had their chance to get at the guys on DAZN.
Yeah.
They didn't go for it.
No.
They didn't go
I think,
for it. Choosing to fight, like C-level opponents, and it's not that good, man. Not that good.
well, that's it. I mean, I think Al Heyman knows how to talk to these fighters. I think they're all a bit stupid. I think he's telling them all the same thing, that they're all going to be the flagship holders for the PBC, on Showtime. These guys are going to be the face of Showtime or the face of Fox. The thing is, I think he's telling it to every PBC fighter, and they're all believing it.
Yeah, basically.
And Charlo against Brandon Adams next. My God. Out of all the fighters that he could fight at 160, why Brandon Adams?
Well, I don't know. Was Brandon supposed to fight Kell Brook at 154?
Brandon Adams? Oh, no, that was Brandon Cook.
All right. Okay, it's a different guy.
Yeah.
I don't know much about him. But hopefully he's a bit better than the guy the one fought this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. But no,
I mean, either way, hopefully we find out, because apparently we're supposed to find out this week where Joshua Ruiz rematch will be. We'll find out the situation with Dillian Whyte, Rivas, and the WBC, and hopefully Wilder versus Ortiz or whatever the hell's going on. Hopefully we get some answers this week.
Well, hopefully so, man, but probably not.
No, exactly.
No, but probably not. That's all I'll say on it.
Well, it does make you wonder, though, doesn't it? I mean, if you're a fighter or a manager, or whatever, and somebody gets hold of you and say, "Hey, Beast, do you fancy fighting so and so?" Why do you need a week or two to think about it? Surely you know in that instant whether or not you're willing to fight somebody and for that amount of money. I don't understand why it takes so long.
Because it's the cherry picking has become a major factor in box. So the boxers are very media trained when they're asked, "Will you fight this opponent and that opponent?" Like you see, you was asking about Craig Richards and Boatsi.
Yeah.
As soon as Craig Richards won his fight against Sterling, they asked him about it because that was an eliminator for Boatsi's British title. They asked him straight on the interview, and he was very. Even though he just won the fight and, you're all animated, you could end up saying anything. He was very guarded. And then he said, what did he say? Oh, I'll talk with my team. Oh, it'd be a great fight, but I'll talk with my team and Eddie and whatever. And we'll see what move we make next. And then later on, in a separate interview, he said, Boatsi and Yard, they can wait. He doesn't want to just go in there and get beaten up. And I don't blame him for that. He's actually being smart.
Yeah, that's right. I suppose in some ways you have to look at it, you only get one career. And, you take a couple of losses, suddenly the public turn on you, suddenly you're a journeyman overnight, and then you become an opponent for people.
Yeah.
Real quick.
The only problem I have with Craig Richards is why fight an eliminator that you're not going to take? You fight the eliminator and win it, and now you're not going to take your reward. It's a reward. You're fighting for the British Championship. You get a chance to get a Lonsdale belt.
Yeah. Well, I think that Eddie Hearn and Boatsi, didn't they say that they're looking at potentially making Boatsi fight for the European title next?
Is that what they said?
Yeah, and then, they said that that's probably what they'll look at. If they can't get that, then they'll do the Richards fight. So maybe that's what Richards is looking at, thinking, well, if Boatsi vacates that one, I'll go fight whoever, Jose Bird, for example, and then maybe do it that way.
Yeah, that's a point. Maybe, yeah.
Well, it's hard to say. I was supposed to have Craig Richards on the channel yesterday. I messaged him yesterday morning. He went, "Yeah, no problem. We'll speak later on." I went, "All right," and he never responded to me again. So I don't know what's going on with him. But I'll definitely ask him though. I'm going to get him on for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Put that pressure on him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
All right, buddy. So we've been on it 2 hours now. Is anything else you want to close off with?
Man, bloody hell. All right, we're going to do this again now, man. This is the first.
Yeah.
No, well, you've been on a couple of mine. Maybe one.
Yeah, I've been on yours before. Yeah.
Yeah,
of course. Actually, what I'll do is for everyone, oh, there you go. I've got the chat open. I'm going to put in link to your channel.
Yeah. Hopefully, I ain't bored all your subs too much. You know what I mean?
No, I've got loads of thumbs up. I mean, usually I'll get about 10 or 15 thumbs down on a live stream. I've only got 1 thumbs down.
Oh, bloody!
Not bad, is it?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I mean, you're doing something right with them.
A lot of your subs, few of your subs are my subs as well. A couple of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course it will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. As soon as this chat opens.
Anthony Mackin, that's what I mean. One of our regulars. BG now and again.
Well, there you go, everybody. The link to Boxing Beats and Rhymes, his channel. Just click on that link. It won't kick you out of the live. Just go on there, click subscribe. Turn that red to subscribed. Do it right now.
Yep. Big up Carter Palmer and everybody else. Loma King.
Yeah.
14 icons. You do your thing. Oh, Fraser Clark is 27. He's 27.
Oh, he's 27, is he?
Yeah, he's not that old for a heavyweight. Not that old.
Yeah. Although he'd be 28, 29 next year then, wouldn't he? After the Olympics.
Yeah. He'd have to get a move on. Get stuck in your ways if you stay amateur too long. But that's enough. That's enough now. Let Sporting get off. It was a great hangout. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, buddy. Well, thanks very much for popping on with me. I do appreciate it, and we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, hopefully so. Peace.
All right, buddy. Thanks very much now.